One, the first time in a long, long time I had got involved into international politics. So Belarus, this person who's in charge of Belarus, I don't even want to utter his name because he's such an evil man, who is neglecting his people. The people of his country want him out. They want him gone, vanished. And obviously he rigged the elections. And something I believe in very firmly is in free and independent elections and fair elections. That's not much to ask. Let's be honest. That's not much to ask. And this man has made little effort to cover that it's been rigged. And he's using force against relatively peaceful protesters, more peaceful than other protesters across the world. And the international communities. And I keep saying to people, we can't let countries off like this. They do this to their own people. And one man taking power in a country for so long. Again, the European Union, they're the people. They hide in their nutshell when they see a country that challenges them. So yeah, it's really up to the European Union to say something, to do something about it. Because again, very little was done about Hong Kong. Nobody really done anything. The United States posed a few restrictions. No, not restrictions, but a few economic restrictions, to be said, on China. But yeah, Belarus, something has to be done because what's happening there. People want a choice. Because obviously it was rigged. First of all, they're not asking for much. They want him gone. Somebody who is a people's person put in there. And again, very little's been said from any country, and no country really will stand up and say this is the thing. Because we let this go on, it would only only going to continue. And other countries stand inside just saying nothing. Again, it comes to a point, and again, I've looked for the last few weeks at this and I've watched it. The police, arresting people at random, just literally at random, just randomly, just because they're out in the street protesting. And it comes a time and it comes a place when you have to stand up, and only person, and only citizen of a country outside of that country has to stand up and say, something needs to be done. Action needs to be taken. And obviously, action won't be taken by the European Union or anything like that. Like these people are begging and pleading for other countries to say, get rid of that president or what a dictator. Simple as that. He's a dictator. And nothing's going to be done about it. I bet you nothing's going to be done about it. But again, I want to just show my upset and my anger at this. Because again, I've been watching this for the last few weeks. I wanted to say something. I'm finally now I pushed really myself to say something. Because if I don't say something about it, I want to say something. Simple as that. I want to say something about it. Because, it's not fair. Simple as that. It's not fair. And we in Ireland, and I think this is something we should take too. In Ireland, we take for granted that, we have a cunt of a government. We have a bollocks of a government that just doesn't care less about the people of Ireland, just wants the money. At least we can say they're a little bit nicer than the Belarusian government. At least it's not a one-man dictatorship. But if it is a one-man dictatorship in this country, it's about three-man dictatorship, along with the EU bullying Ireland into everything. But yeah, that's just going to show you. So it's a bit of a balanced power of dictators in this country. But over there, it's just one dictator. But yeah, I'm going to say this straight. I offer my full support, and I offer my full alignment. I suppose support is the right word. Support, yeah. To the people of Belarus, because straight away, it's not fair. Simple as that. It's not fair. They're entitled to protest. They're entitled to a free election. They're entitled to everything that other countries have. And this man has betrayed these people. This dictator has betrayed these people. And has used violence against his own people. And again, if we don't put a stop to it, this will only happen in other countries. The pattern will continue in other countries. And without in 2 or 3 years' time, there'll be 3 or 4 more that pop up in the middle of Europe. And again, you have to strike it. You have to stop it before it spreads, in other words. But yeah, I'm not saying this because I want trouble or anything like that. I'm not saying this because it's not fair. Simple as that. It's not fair on the people there. As simple as that. And as I always say, I'm always for fair and free elections. And that's always something I stood by. And I always believed in speaking up for people who couldn't speak up, and for people that were oppressed. And the people of Belarus are being oppressed by their own country and by their own government and by their own dictator. And when it's up to the international community to take on and say and speak up about Belarus, again, it comes a time and a place, and today is the time and the place where I say, he should be gone. He should be gone. If anything, he should be on a human rights trial. But again, the way I wouldn't trust the United Nations or anything like that to do anything to him anyway. But yeah, something should be done. Simple as that. Something should be done about it. It's not fair. Again, I say this as a person. People might be saying, "Why are you getting involved in Belarus's problems?" Again, comes the time and the place, where you can't sit down and say nothing. You have to say something. And that's the place I'm in at the moment in time. Because for weeks I didn't say anything. I just didn't really say anything on social media, but now I'm saying something. So, again, I'm entitled to free speech. If you want Belarus's prime minister or Belarus's ambassador to Ireland wants to come and give out to me, so maybe it. Because in this country, at least somewhat in this country, people are entitled to, and under the constitution, which is a lot more superior than probably the Belarusian constitution, if they do have one. It's a lot more superior. So yeah, and I'm entitled as a member of a free republic on the outskirts of the Atlantic to have my opinion, to speak on problems in the world again. So I don't think many people would disagree with me on what's happening in Belarus, because it's not fair. Simple as that. Take care, everybody, and bye.